Imagine this. It's the year 2030. You wake up at 8:30 a.m., grab a coffee, and instead of rushing through traffic or squeezing onto a crowded train, you walk 10 steps to your home office. By 9 o'clock, you're already in a meeting, with colleagues dialing in from Sweden, Singapore, and San Francisco. But here's the twist. You're not working an 8-hour day. You're working 4 days a week. You're supported by artificial intelligence tools that automate most of the repetitive parts of your job. Your role is not about grinding out tasks, it's about creativity, problem solving, and human connection. That's not science fiction, that's the reality many experts say we're heading toward. The future of work is already here, and it's moving us beyond the 9-to-5 grind we've known for over a century. Today, we're diving deep into what this future looks like, covering the rise of flexible schedules, the revolution of remote work, the impact of AI, and the skills you'll need to thrive in the years ahead. So, buckle up, because by the end of this journey, you may never look at work the same way again. Part 1. Where did the 9-to-5 come from? Before we can understand where we're going, we need to know where we've been. The 9-to-5 model wasn't always the norm. Back in the 19th century, factory workers in Europe and the US often labored 12 to 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. Children as young as 10 worked in textile mills. Life revolved around exhausting physical labor. Then came reformers like Henry Ford, who in 1926 made a radical move. He introduced the 5-day, 40-hour workweek for his employees. He believed that rested workers would be more productive and, importantly, would have time to buy and enjoy the cars he was selling. It worked. Soon, governments and industries worldwide adopted the 9-to-5 standard. For nearly 100 years, this became the symbol of stability. Wake up, go to work, come home, repeat. It fueled economic growth and gave people structure. But in 2025, we're realizing this model, built for factories and offices of the industrial age, doesn't fit the realities of the digital age. Part 2. The rise of flexibility. Let's start with the big question. Why do we work 8 hours a day? Is there magic in that number? Research suggests no. In fact, studies show that after about 6 hours of focused work, productivity drops sharply. People may be at their desks for 8 hours, but they're not truly working for all of them. This is why the 4-day workweek is gaining momentum. In 2022, 61 companies in the UK ran one of the largest trials of the concept. Employees worked 32 hours instead of 40, with no reduction in pay. After 6 months, the results were striking. Stress levels dropped significantly. Sick days decreased by about 65%. And perhaps most surprising, company revenues held steady or even grew. Fast forward to 2024. The Scottish Government tested the same approach in public services. Workers reported higher morale, lower burnout, and productivity remained intact. Sick leave for psychological stress fell by 25%. These trials challenge the myth that more hours equal more output. Instead, they suggest that rest, balance, and focus are more powerful drivers of performance. Now, the idea of working fewer days is spreading. Some companies have already made it permanent, while others are cautiously experimenting. And it raises a bigger question. What if the 5-day workweek becomes as outdated as the 6-day week once was? Part 3. The remote work revolution. Another massive shift is the rise of remote and hybrid work. Before 2020, working from home was considered a luxury, reserved for freelancers or tech workers. But when the pandemic hit, overnight, millions of people set up home offices at kitchen tables and spare bedrooms. What seemed temporary has become permanent. Here's why. A study of US tech workers found that remote employees reported higher productivity than in-office workers. They had fewer interruptions, more control over their schedules, and could design their environment to suit their focus. But it's not all sunshine. Remote work comes with challenges. Many people feel lonelier without daily in-person interactions. The line between home and work blurs, making it harder to switch off. Some employees report feeling pressure to always be online, leading to burnout. That's why many companies are embracing hybrid models, a mix of office and home. Instead of commuting 5 days a week, workers come in 1 or 2 days for collaboration, brainstorming, or social connection. The rest of the time, they work remotely. This is reshaping not just businesses, but cities. If fewer people commute daily, demand for office space shrinks. Suburbs grow as workers spread out, seeking affordable homes since they no longer need to live near expensive city centers. Even coffee shops and co-working spaces are adapting to become the third space for hybrid workers. In short, work is no longer a place. It's becoming an activity. Part 4. Artificial intelligence, friend or foe? No conversation about the future of work is complete without talking about artificial intelligence. For years, headlines warned that AI would steal jobs. And yes, some tasks are being automated. But the reality is more nuanced, and in some ways, more hopeful. According to PwC's 2025 Global AI Jobs Barometer, industries exposed to AI saw a 4-fold increase in productivity growth compared to those less exposed. Workers with AI skills now earn a 56% wage premium compared to similar roles without those few skills. And here's the shocker. Jobs in AI-exposed fields actually grew by 38% in recent years, even as automation spread. So AI isn't just replacing jobs, it's creating new ones. Think about it. 20 years ago, no one was a social media manager, app developer, or AI ethicist. These jobs emerged from technological change, and the same will happen with AI. Still, the risks are real. The World Economic Forum warns that 39% of current skills will be outdated by 2030. Workers who resist reskilling may struggle to stay relevant. But for those who adapt, AI can be a powerful ally, handling the repetitive tasks while humans focus on creativity, leadership, and problem-solving. Imagine an architect using AI to instantly generate 50 design options, or a doctor with AI tools analyzing thousands of cases to recommend treatment. In these scenarios, AI doesn't replace the human, it empowers them. Part 5. Skills for the future. If AI is changing the game, what skills will matter most? Experts point to 3 categories. Human skills, creativity, empathy, emotional intelligence, things machines can't replicate. Digital fluency, comfort with technology, from AI tools to data literacy. Adaptability, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn as the world shifts. Think of it this way, the jobs of tomorrow may not exist yet. But if you master learning itself, you'll always be employable. Part 6. Real-world stories. let's bring this to life with a few real-world stories. Microsoft Japan tested a 4-day week and saw productivity soar by 40%. Employees loved it, and the company saved on office costs like electricity and printing. A small marketing agency in New Zealand switched to a 32-hour week. Not only did output stay high, but recruitment became easier. They attracted top talent who craved balance. On the AI side, hospitals are already using machine learning to predict patient readmissions. Instead of drowning in paperwork, doctors spend more time with patients. These aren't just experiments, they're previews of the future. Part 7. The human side. But here's something we can't forget. The future of work isn't only about efficiency or technology. It's about people. For some, flexible schedules and remote work mean more time with family. For others, it's the chance to pursue passions outside of work. And for younger generations, like Gen Z, work is not just a paycheck. It's about purpose, impact, and alignment with personal values. This shift is forcing companies to rethink what they offer employees. Benefits like mental health support, flexible hours, and professional growth opportunities are no longer perks. They're expectations. The future of work isn't just about how we work, it's about why we work. Part 8. Challenges ahead. Transitioning away from 9 to 5 raises tough questions. Will shorter weeks work in industries like healthcare or retail? How do we ensure remote workers aren't left behind when promotions are decided? What happens to workers in industries heavily disrupted by automation? There are no easy answers. But acknowledging these challenges is the first step towards solving them. The future belongs to those who embrace flexibility, who see AI not as a threat, but as a tool, and who commit to lifelong learning. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Because one thing is certain, the future of work is no longer about clocking in and clocking out. It's about creating a life where work empowers rather than consumes us. Thanks for watching us, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.